Hi, I'd like to talk to you about these copper tubes, but before I do that I just want to tell you a little bit how I got to this point. I've been interested in Orgonite for several years, and I've been making the pyramids and chemtrail busters and you know, the things for the telephone masts that knock out the EMFs. It's all to do with frequencies and energy. With these you feel the energy from the point. Recently I have discovered these Tensile Rings, T-E-N-S-O-R, Tensor, and if you want more information really on how to make them and that, I'm not going to go into it here because I want to talk about the tubes. Look for Slim Spurling and Bryan Bescoe on YouTube. But these give off good energies. So, what we come down to, several years ago, when I was making some Orgonite, I had some left over, and there was a bit of copper pipe on the bench. So I filled it with Orgonite, which is just copper filings and resin in there, and it gives off an energy. And I thought, oh, it's just like a healing wand. So it's been kicking around the house for about three years, I suppose, maybe longer. And then I found these information about the Tensile Rings, which is based on sacred cupids, which is measurements of length. And the initial one that the Slim Spurling discovered was the unit of measurement that they built the Great Pyramid with. And so you can use fractions of the length. The length is 20.6 inches. This is, I think this is a quarter. Anyway, so what I did was, I thought, well, I got my tube with the Orgonite in. I'm going to cut it to one of the fractions of the cubit and see what happens. So as it turned out, I've been having aches and pains, and the missus has always got aches and pains, and we found that it gives off energy which takes away pain. Now they have a negative and positive. This end is positive and this end is negative, and it would appear that you can suck out energy with this end, or you can push in good energy with this end. And it seems to work both ways. Whatever, you know, if you've got pain, it doesn't matter. It seems to, you can use either end, but you can feel. I feel the energy. This is like a little laser. Probably it gives me, well, the energy coming out is about the same diameter. I can feel it, and if I do that I can feel where it goes. So I thought, well, that's quite good, but it's only a small one, so if I make a bigger one. So then I made this one, and same thing again, but it does, you can feel the energy is spread more widely. It's more like having a pistol there and a 12 gauge there. So I thought, well, I'm going to make it a bit longer. So I've come on with these, and I've tried different materials inside, and they don't seem to be you wouldn't, not as much extra power, but they do all work, and aimed at a spot of pain, or just if you've got a pain in your neck or headache, you know, you do that for a short while, and it takes it away. The only thing is, as soon as you stop doing it, the pain seems to come back. So it's not a permanent fix, but it certainly helps. And that's just a bigger version of that. That's a bigger bit of tube, and I just shoved it with more copper. I use copper filings if I can, but you can use metal filings. And then I thought, well, okay, what about if it was more solid? So I had some, I don't know if you can see that there, the lengths of wire that I used to make these is 3.25, and I just cut a load of lengths of that and dosed the polarity on them so they're all negative. This side with the little ring around it is positive, this side is negative, and this works pretty good. So then I went a little bit further, and I've been trying I thought, well, what about just a piece of copper bar? So I bought some copper bar and cut it to the length, and it seems to do the job, but like with these, there's nothing really to activate it. When you got the broken or the copper filings in the resin, seems to work very well. And like when you make the tensile rings, by the twisting action, apparently it is a crystalline structure in the copper, which then is activated by the twisting and bending of it. So I'm thinking for my next experiment to beat buggery out of it with a hammer, to see if I can get the energies inside going. So that's probably my next train of thought for that. I mean, it does the job. It does, yeah, it does pretty good. Just as a piece of copper bar, you know, and even just a copper tube with nothing there. You could try that. But you can feel it there. If you might take you a minute or two just to, you can start to feel just a little, like a cool breeze or something, I don't know. But then you bring it up your fingertips and go across and maybe do a figure of 8. Shut your eyes and you can actually feel it, the energy coming from these. Like I say, with the bigger ones, they give a wider spread of power. Anyway, when I was building this one, obviously I have it standing up to fill it, and the resin overfilled and it trickled all down the side and it joined up with the other end. And just out in the workshop, I thought, God, that's got real good power with that. And then I cleaned up all the muck that was on the side, and it seemed to have diminished. So it got me to thinking. I thought, well, perhaps the two ends of the resin, or the Orgonite, need to be joined. So this brought me to this one. So all I did was drill a hole in each end and insert this just ordinary cable and resin it back in with a little bit of resin, and lo and behold, it's bloody marvellous. It gives off the energy as wide as the blue wire in a broad span, and to be honest, it's the best of the lot so far. So I'm thinking that next I'm going to make one with 4 wires in and see how that turns out. But I mean, I just stick this in behind my back. I've got back trouble at the moment, and when we're sitting watching TV, and the pain goes away. But as I say, the trouble is that it does come back again, the pain. But you know, for temporary relief, or if you could find a way of strapping it on, maybe I could slip my belt through it, use it like a belt loop and hang it there, and perhaps that would do the job. But I'd be interested to see if anybody else has come this way and found anything out with these tubes, or if you'd like to try it and let me know what your findings are. But it's certainly worth looking into, and I do recommend these rings. I mean, they're marvellous. I feel the energy in these. Put your hand through, and it's amazing. Just because it makes a field of energy all across, but it also pushes it out both sides, and depending on the size of the ring, it's how far it will go. And the thickness of the wire is makes it a bit stronger. And I mean, you can make all sizes. I've got one I made earlier, as they say. That's the big one. This is a cosmic ring. This is designed with a loose twist. It's the cosmic, and you bring it in over your antennae and stuff, and it connects your soul to all the other parts of your soul that you have. And I don't know your understanding on this, but apparently if our soul is split into many parts of us which are operating in other dimensions, this will help to connect all of those parts together, bring them all together, so you can be, if you know, you could be in 5, 6 different dimensions and time spaces and whatever, and it still connects all your soul bits to it. This is the royal or sacred cubit, is they say good for physical, bio. They say you speak through here to manifest your wishes. I haven't really tried that, to be honest. I've got most of what I need, and there you go. But certainly I'd be interested to hear from anybody who's tried the pipes. It's amazing. I mean, if you know anybody who's got big pain issues, long-term pain issues, make a pipe. But they need to be, just as I say, the measurement is 20.6 inches, or I think it was 54 millimeters, something like that. Check it up. Slim Spurling, Light Life, I think his thing was, or Bryan Bescoe. You could search for him on YouTube and he comes up, or twistedsage.com, I think it is. And they give you the measurements and stuff like that. Because I didn't really come to talk about measurements, but there we are. But there you go. 20.6 inches, or half of that, or a quarter of it, and that gives it the optimum power, I suppose you could say. There you go.